All for shizzle dizzle. We got an excellent show here today. We're going to have a very detailed show today. Y'all see the title Democrats Can't Recall. I'm doing this video because you got idiots, dummies for Democrats defending Fannie Willis. Let me say that again. You got dummies defending Fannie Willis. And I use the term can't recall because Nathan Wade couldn't recall. I couldn't recall. Fannie Willis, I couldn't recall. And it seems like the Democrats who support this have short-term memory. I was told yesterday that, Donald Trump will be cooked in the midterms. I guess Democrats can't recall. I guess Democrats can't recall, and I'm being sarcastic, facetious, but don't be offended. But I'm going to say this Democrats can't recall, not saying you, well, Democrats can't recall why they voted for Trump. Listen to what I'm saying. Yesterday, I did a show, and I was saying that people voted for Trump for multiple reasons. I know a person personally who said that their pastor said Trump was a good person, so that's why they voted for Trump. Let me say that again. My pastor said Trump was a good man, so that's why I voted for Trump. Now you got the same person jumping on the Fannie Willis bandwagon, and Fannie's cooked. If anybody's cooked, but again, Democrats can't recall. Democrats have short-term memory. Now you got Democrats, you got neocons, and you got MAGA. Ah, then you got MAGA. I can recall Biden wanting to escalate the war with Ukraine. So y'all know the reason, the number one reason, there were many policies and reasons why I voted for Trump, but the main reason why I said yesterday that I voted for Trump is because he is willing to have dialogue with Vladimir Putin. Why is that important? Because the only way to de-escalate the most powerful force on the planet, that being Russia. When I say powerful force, meaning they have the fastest Russian missiles on the planet. They got the most. Trump is on a roll. Thank you, twin. But not only is he on a roll, but they talk about midterms. They're talking about midterms because a lot of people are in their emotions. They see somebody else, I don't like Trump because, and then it's like, if you really voted for Trump, you had to have a reason why you voted for Trump. Again, I voted for Trump, and you can't waver why I voted for Trump because in order to stop, twin, how do you stop Russia from firing those Russian missiles? How do you stop them? I'm going to wait for an answer because I think you know how to de-escalate a potential situation with Biden. We were getting closer and closer to nuclear war. If we get into nuclear war, we are going to die. Period. We're all going to die. Russia's going to die. We're going to die. Everybody in the Western world and Russia will die. Conversation rules the nation. And who is running saying they're willing to talk to Putin, twin? Who is the only person saying they're willing to talk to Putin? Now, the person exaggerated is like, I, I'll get this war ended in 24 hours. Yeah, we are Trump. Oh, Trump was the only one willing to have a conversation because that's where it starts. That's the only way we can calm down the situation because we're not going to go toe to toe with Russia. We're not going to. In fact, but Russia is not going to be a boots on the ground. They're just going to press the button. The whole world is dead. Twin, I don't know how old you are. I'm assuming you grew up in the new school Planet of the Apes, but do you recall the old school Planet of the Apes? I want to take you way back. I don't know, again, I don't know how old you are, but when I say Planet of the Apes, I'm talking Roddy McDowell, old school Planet of the Apes. I'm talking about old school. I ain't talking about this new shit. I'm talking about old school Planet of the Apes. 40. Okay, you're 40, so you probably don't remember Beneath the Planet of the Apes. If you remember Beneath the Planet of the Apes, if you happen to see it, please see that movie. That is the true Planet of the Apes. Watch them both. Oh, so you know about the OG Planet of the Apes. So it's the sequel. It's Beneath the Planet of the Apes. It had it was old school. So at the end of the thing, they go into this church. These people, these mutants, they're praising the goddamn missile. They go in, they kill the mutants. Charlton Heston and this other guy, they have a shootout with the apes. The apes kill them. Next thing you know, Charlton Heston, he's all shot up, right? I'm the old school, trapped in new school body. No, that's no problem. It's no problem. I just say old school and new school because these old school movies run circle around. The old school Planet of the Apes runs circle around the new Planet of the Apes. It just does. You cannot send a more clear message. Like Beneath the Planet of the Apes has the most brutal ending in Hollywood history. Well, Dirty Mary Crazy Larry has a brutal ending, but let me tell you, Beneath the Planet of the Apes has the most darkest, most sinister ending in Hollywood history. Would you not agree with that? Exactly. I would agree with that. Right. So he gets shot up. Next thing you know, he presses the button, and then the screen goes white, and he said, there's a planet, there's a narrator saying there's a planet at the, busy saying the whole world is dead. That was the ending. That was the most brutal ending in movie history. Like, the 70s has the most brutal ending in movies. You cannot compete with Beneath the Planet of the Apes. That would be us. And might one might argue, oh, that'd be Russia too. Yeah. Because if we do that to Russia, that's going to be done to us because they have something called the dead hand. The dead hand. And that's so symbolic, the dead hand. The dead hand destroys the whole planet. Do you feel what I'm saying, twin? But let's get to this person that I know. I'm gonna send some shots fired, and I think you know who I'm talking about. You know this person. This person talking about, well, my pastor. This is back when Trump was running. My pastor said that Trump was a good man. Your pastor saying Trump was a good man is not a policy. That is not a solid foundation to stand on. Can you guess what I'm talking about, twin? Can you guess what I'm talking about, twin? And then gonna try to pound behind Fannie Willis? Are you kidding? Fannie Willis is, no. Fannie Willis is cooked. She's cooked. There's gonna be Fannie Willis hot dogs here in a minute because she is about to be grilled fire. I know, crazy. Wait, well, hold on, wait, hold on. Exactly, I agree with that. I know exactly who you're talking about. Do you know who I'm talking about, twin? This person said, well, my pastor said that Trump was a good man, so I voted for Trump. So let me ask you, is that a policy, twin? Is that a policy? Because I really got to go in on the stupidity. Shout out to Kelly Ray. She's like, oh, okay. Now, Kelly Ray said, in the midterms, only some dummies would vote for Democrats in the midterms. If you vote for goddamn Democrats in the midterms, you want World War III. You don't understand World War III. You don't understand policies. And this is why I asked Kelly Ray in it, but Kelly Ray didn't. I'm not getting on Kelly Ray. I'm getting on this other person. Why did you vote for Trump? If you don't know why you vote for Trump, you're going to just waver. You're just going to be all over the place. And I see a lot of people, oh, they mad at Trump. Oh, they all over the place. Mostly women. It's mostly women. And these feminized men who don't know shit about politics. This person had the nerve to say, the same person that said they pastor, oh, my feelings hurt. My feelings hurt because you don't know shit. Caitlin Clark, biggest hater. Right. Caitlin Clark, biggest hater. Yeah, just want a reason just to hate. Be stalking Caitlin Clark, man. Let's just call her the Caitlin Clark stalker. That's what you fucking are. Clark stalker. You don't know shit about. But you know what? Stick to Caitlin Clark. Stick to stalking Caitlin Clark. Keep stalking Caitlin Clark. Don't get into politics because you don't know shit. You absolutely don't know shit. Oh, my pastor said Trump was good, man. That's not a policy. That's not a policy. Facts, right. But this is a lot of these not planted these fake Trump voters, because again they voted because the wind was going in Trump's favor, so they voted for Trump. No, why did you vote for Trump? Again, I stand. She's so basic sometimes. No, basic all the time, twin. No, not basic sometimes. Basic all the time. Basic all the time. And then writing all these books and wondering why your books don't sell because you don't know shit. You know nothing. You know absolutely nothing. Let me hurt your feelings again. You know nothing. But just how to be a hater. Flip-floppers. All you know how to do is be a fucking hater. So just continue being a hater on Caitlin Clark. That's what you do. You're an ex-rep being a hater. Go hate on Caitlin Clark. Even though you don't know what the fuck you're talking about when that accident. Damn. My God, man. Don't get into politics because, I have a feeling, my pastor said. Your pastor said it's not a policy. Your pastor said it's not a policy. Trump said he's going to end the war in Ukraine. That buckled up my eye. Chat got generated books aren't going to cut it. Oh, no. The books are all written on feelings, and wonder why you ain't selling no books because first of all you can't take the heat. Want to go on Sonetter's show of all things? A Sonetter show, shout out to Sonetter, is not a platform. Well, a platform dealt in politics. Sonetter deals with religion. Period. Sonetter, shout out to you, Sonetter. You just deal with religion, and he'll let you know. Because when I met Sonetter, I try to veer off into politics. He want to veer right back into the religion. Same with Mr. Jackoff. What's his name? SVDL guy. The one who jacks off in public. Him too. All of them are centered around religion. Sarah Seti, Unkakek. They're all centered in religion. None of them, they do this when it comes to politics. That's the white man. Oh, that's the white man. That's what they all do. So politics is not their expertise. It's my expertise. That's where you come to me. I see that Sonetter using her for filler views. Yeah, Sonetter using her as a damn, just a joke, as a joke. That's what Sonetter do, as a goddamn, look at this crazy fool right here. That's all Sonetter's doing, man. You know what I'm saying? Jesus Christ. But let me just say this, because I don't want to dwell on Sonetter, because I don't want Sonetter like that. You know what I'm saying? Because Sonetter deals with religion. He doesn't deal with Fannie Willis. He doesn't deal with Donald Trump. He doesn't deal with Joe Brown. He doesn't deal with goddamn Ursula. He doesn't know. He's not interested in that. But this goes back to know your audience. Now, when you come to my show, and I'll let you know up front, I'm going to be talking about military news, Russia, Ukraine, foreign policies, our possibility of going to World War III and being nuked. This is what I do. I've been doing this since day one. I don't do religion. And this is why I don't go on the Sinators. I don't deal with Ankh on that level. Sarah Sutin said he does the Egyptian religion. I don't do that. I don't do the religion. I just do the religion. I don't do the religiosity because it's a waste of time, in my opinion. Now, if that's what you want to do, those are the channels you go to. So, I say that to say this is that y'all know I've been on this whole, when it comes to local news here in Georgia, I talk about Fannie Willis. And Fannie Willis went before the Senate so they can gather information so they can, god dang, build a case against her. No, the Senate doesn't prosecute nobody, but they've got a lot of information, a lot of contradictory. Well, I can't recall. No, I can't recall. And Democrats can't recall a lot of things. They don't like recalling facts. Like the fact is, Georgia, they're saying, oh, wait a minute. There was some funny shenanigans going on here in Georgia. But oh, they all of a sudden they can't recall all the corruption that the Democrats do. They just can't recall. So I say that to say this, twin. When people get mad at Trump allegedly and they mad, say, well, why did you vote for Trump? What policy or policies did you vote for Trump? Because as you know, twin, I stand 10 toes down. From day one, I told you I want him to end the war in Ukraine. Did I not say that, twin? So you're not going to come to me with emotions, being like, oh, Trump's going to get cooked. Sorry, sorry, Kelly Ray. Oh, Trump's going to get cooked in the primary. I don't give a fuck what, why everybody else mad at Trump. Reason why I voted for Trump is still in process. It's still processing. Now he's doing good as of right now, twin, because I have not seen any mushroom clouds. I have not seen any mushroom clouds. So when Trump said he was going to talk, now I'm realistic. You have to start a conversation to de-escalate. So Trump gets an A plus because did he not meet with Putin, twin? How's my mic, by the way? Is it clear? I hope I'm not damn because I'm on the highway. I'm sorry, I'm not on the highway. I'm in the quarry. I'm in the quarry. You know, people be, oh my gosh, yeah, I'm in the quarry. For those of y'all be like, oh my gosh, I'm in the quarry. I'm in the truck in the quarry. Okay, private property. Anywho, let's see what Twin says. So, and this is why I try to educate. I'm here to educate people on reality. The reality is we cannot go to toe to toe with Russia. We cannot go to toe to toe with Russia. Let me say that one more time. We cannot go to toe to toe with Russia. So boots on the ground is off the table, especially going in there. I mean, again, you got to learn history. Sometimes you got to pick up a book, a real book. Now I know I'm hating on Caitlin Clark book. You got to pick up a real book and read about the Wehrmacht going against Russia and losing. The Legionnaire, Napoleon Legionnaire going against Russia and losing. And I heard a fellow come to me talking about, oh, well, if we go and fight Russia, just don't fight them in the wintertime. And I'm like, damn, how stupid is that? War campaigns, as y'all see, usually last about a couple of years. So you're going to go through a couple of cycles in the cold. You're going to face the ice gods a couple of times. And you're going to face that Russian mud a couple of times. So you're going to face that ice cold and then that mud a couple of times. And they said the mud season is worse than the winter. Press one in the chat if you can still hear me, twin. Okay, there we go. There we go. You hit that like button, y'all. Hit that like button. So I know that you guys are alive. I got a mail. I don't know that you guys are alive because again, I'm traveling through the quarry and it cuts off. So I gotta check the post. Check the post. So hit the like button that sees a post or press one in the chat so I know that the show is still going because YouTube has a tendency of showing commercials and it'll cut off. Mike, it's clear. Trump is decriminalizing weed has nothing to do with worry about. Plus, when people get their checks, feeling will change. Yeah, I know. Again, I talked about the purge, like the food stamps and all that, Social Security, all that. He has to purge the illegal aliens off, so the people who crying about they food stamps can get back their food stamps because they understand if you're getting your food stamps and a legal alien, these Somalians getting their food stamps, you're going to get less. So you kick the Somalians off, but you got to stop everything. Kick the Somalians off, then you can resume getting your food stamps. People don't have common sense like that, twin. Let's purge all these Somalians and these Ethiopians off the food stamps. Then you can get your food stamps back. You can get your check back and get all your whatever welfare. You can get all that shit back. But first, we got to get all these people off that Kamala Harris and Joe Biden allowed to get on that system and straighten the system. If the system is strained, you're not going to get your food stamps because the Somalians and or her people are going to get food stamps first before you. So Trump's like, nah, America first. So yeah, that's a non-argument, twin. But again, that's not the reason because I already knew where that was going. But again, I voted for Trump because again, at the end of the day, Jeffrey Epstein won't matter. God dang, Israel won't. All that won't matter if the nuclear weapons start flying. Like I said yesterday, I made that very clear. The nuclear weapons start flying, all that shit won't matter. So that I would say to me, but it seems like that would be common sense. That takes precedence over everything. Nuclear weapons flying take precedence over everything. So that's numero uno why I voted for Trump. So you can't get me because obviously the reason why all these other people who are mad at Trump voted for Trump is clearly not the reason I voted for Trump. Again, I said, and people don't understand, and Kelly never answered the question. I said, people voted for Trump for different reasons. He did everything he said he was. Try facts and more. You can want more from a president. He did everything. I mean, he shut down the borders. He did a lot. He lowered the gas prices as a trucker. I know. If anybody knows that gas prices went down, it's me. What do I do for a living, twin? I mean, it's obvious what I do for a living, but what do I do for a living, twin? So when I know, I would be the first to know about gas prices. I think truckers are the expert in gas prices because we go to the gas pump more than anybody have been bound for a long time. Hey, what's going on, Pico? It's amazing to say. Right, I had people argue me, the same person who my pastor said Trump's good man, on argue me about gas prices. This person who sits at home and goddamn stalks Caitlin Clark all day long wants to argue with me about gas prices. The only person who can argue with me, and this is no knock on anybody else, the only person who can argue with me about gas prices is MD because he's a truck driver just like I am. You look much happier. I am much happier. Like the gas, like how you gonna make me mad at Trump and the gas prices? Y'all see me. Well, I guess I don't get the camera on as much because I be going everywhere now. I be going everywhere. Gas prices are cheaper. Like today and yesterday, I'm going out there with the horses and cows. I'm able to do that. Our contracts, like, man, shit. And we got some sweet contracts. We're able to get on the highway to detail with Tito. Man, that was good. Let me not start. Again, the only person who can argue gas prices with me is MD. And only because MD goes state to state to state to state to state. I don't go state, 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 state. So I can argue with him about Georgia. I can't argue all up in the Appalachian Mountains. I don't go up in the Appalachian Mountains. But if MD wants to, I mean, what's there to debate? I'm going to the gas prices too. I'm filling up my tank every day. So I'm the wrong person to argue about gas prices. Twin, would you say I'm qualified in knowing if the gas prices are good or not? I mean, I don't know. I can't speak for everybody. For me, yes, I'm much happier. Shout out to MD20. Yeah, shout out to MD. But I said he's only because he's a truck driver. But again, he goes state to state. My gas price is consistent. His might fluctuate because he's going up in different state, in different states, different states. He goes all the way up to Baltimore. So I can't even with MD. It would be a non secular argument because the gas price for me is consistent because I drive only in Georgia. He drives state to state to state. He's over the road. I'm local. So even then, with MD, he could argue with me, but there had to be a consideration that I'm just in Georgia. He's state to state, state to state. So him pumping the gas is going to fluctuate. It's going to fluctuate. It's going to fluctuate. Plus, he works for like a company. I work for myself. So enough about the gas prices because you have silly people who will argue me about gas prices and I drive truck. This same person that I'm talking about. This same person, oh, my pastor said Trump was a good man. That's not a policy, dum-dum. And yeah, your feelings need to be hurt because you are a dumbass. And nobody wants to buy a book from a dumbass. Clearly, Fannie Willis is corrupt. Clearly, they found that Trump was right. There was no wrongdoing. But you want to, all these dum-dums, all these Democrat dum-dums. That's why I call y'all Democrats can't recall. Because you had Democrats who voted for Trump, but didn't know why because the majority voted for Trump, now they go vote for Trump. Because that was the goddamn fashionable thing to do. If the shoe fits, wear it. That's why Kelly Ray, I cannot be wavered about, the midterms. In the midterms, whoever's talking about, and it's most likely going to be Democrats, what's going on, Praise Queen? What's going on? What's going on? What's going on, sis? Sis, I'm trying to figure out why people, because Ruby, let me say this, Ruby. You got people out here. This is Ruby. Yeah, Ruby. I know it's you, Ruby. Ruby, let me ask you a question, Ruby. I'm going to start by doing this, Ruby. Do you remember the policy or policies why you voted for Trump? Ruby does. I know Ruby does. I know because Ruby can recall. Unlike Democrats, because Ruby's not a Democrat, but she can recall. Of course I do. Right, Ruby. Right. And Ruby, would you say that people who voted for Trump, there's multiple reasons why? And the reason why I voted for Trump may not necessarily be why you'd have voted for Trump, or maybe it is, or the reason you voted for Trump may not necessarily be the reason why I voted for Trump. You do get that, right, Ruby? I know you get that. Because only people who really understand policies understand where I'm coming from. And I'm gonna wait for your answer, Ruby. But I'm gonna share with you. I think you know why. The number one reason, absolutely, my brother. Yes, but people who fake the funk don't understand this, and they everybody's mad at Trump, and they waver. Like the reason why I voted for Trump, Ruby, is still in process. The number one reason why I voted for Trump would be because Trump said he is going to talk to Putin because talking is the only way to de-escalate god dang missiles flying everywhere. Now, Ruby, I'm going to ask you a question real quick. I'm going to ask you a question, sister. Do you remember the old school Planet of the Apes? The old school. I'm talking about Roddy McDowell, old school. I ain't talking about this new Planet of the, all this new CGI. I'm talking about old school Planet of the Apes. 1970s. Do you remember the old school Planet of the Apes? I know it's a dumb question, but I got to ask this question. I'm going somewhere with this, Ruby. Because what this does, it reveals my concerns and why I voted for Trump and why, yes, I'm old chick. So, okay. So, you had the original Planet of the Apes and you had the sequel to it called Beneath the Planet of the Apes. Okay, Black Son, I see you at the beach. Okay, man, that's okay. Okay, I'll see you, brother. What time? I only got, okay. So it's one called Beneath the Planet of the Apes. Do you remember that? Charlton Heston, it was a second one. It was a sequel. Let me know if you remember that one, Beneath the Planet of the Apes. That's when you had those weird looking people that worshiping the missile and all that. And um, that's the one where Charlton Heston gets killed at the end. If you ain't seen that, Ruby, then that's fine. Vaguely. Oh, vaguely. Do you remember the ending? The ending, you don't forget. The ending was one of the most brutal endings. So let me, yeah, oh yes, I remember. Okay, so the ending, they get a shootout. Charlton Heston gets shot. The other guy, he gets shot in the head. So he's bleeding out. He's like, and the ape was talking shit like, man, you humans are no good, this and that. And he's like, please help me, I'm bleeding out. This is Charlton Heston. Next thing you know, he just presses the button and goddamn, the screen goes white. And the narrator was like, man, the third planet from the sun is now dead. One of the most intense, brutal endings ever in movie history. That traumatized me, Ruby. That's what I'm saying. That made me realize, like, the reality of danger that we could, goddamn, like, people in the 70s realized when they did the whole arms race back with Reagan and Gorbachev and the Soviet Union, that was the fear. The fear is even greater now because the weapons are greater. They're faster now. The weapons are faster, and they got more of them, Ruby. Russia has more of those weapons, and they're faster. So we can't go toe-to-toe with Russia. We could be out of here with the push of a button. And that's where Biden was taking us. That's where Kamala wanted to take us. But see, this goes with the title, Democrats can't recall that, and y'all can look it up, Kamala Harris is for population control. Did y'all hear that? Twin, Ruby? She's all for population control. Are y'all aware of that? First of all, before I go any further, I want to know, are you guys aware that she said it, she is for population control. She is for depopulation. Did you guys hear this? That means that she's for it, the Democrats are for it. This is why they always offer population control in the worst way. Right. Check this out. Ruby, because you are such a smart woman. Where I come from, Ruby, and maybe you can tell me what it means where you come from and how you define it. Ruby, Kamala Harris said to the last Ukrainian, Ruby, where I come from, that's called genocide. If a person says they're for depopulate population control to depopulate the planet at a certain number, and then we're going to fight to the last Ukrainian, Ruby, where I come from, that's called genocide. How do you define that? Bingo. Ruby, Ruby. You know how many people, you're saying bingo, but how many, that's why I said, because Democrats can't recall. That shit goes right over their head. Ruby, this is why I'm not down with legalizing weed, because you're going to have more and more people who can't recall. Nah, I can't recall Kamala Harris ever saying that. Trump derangement syndrome gives you brain damage. Yes, it does, Ruby. Yes. Yes. They're so deranged where people, it's not a whole lot of people, but you got Democrats here in Georgia who are defending Fani Willis's actions. Silly people, bro. Silly people defending Fani Willis's actions. But again, Democrats can't recall. When it comes to Trump, if it go, I can't recall. They just can't recall. Democrats can't, when it comes to common sense, they can't recall. Nathan Wade can't recall. Fannie can't recall. These people who got them arguing for Fannie Willis, I can't recall. But I can, and they can't even recall. Kamala Harris has said on several occasions she is for population control. And next thing you know, she run for president, she said, to the last Ukrainian. That's genocide. That's straight up genocide. Ruby, I hope the goddamn Ukrainians wake up. I think they're waking up. They're waking up. That's what's going to end this war. Well, it's all in Putin's hands, but Putin is waiting for the Ukrainians to wake up. Because not only are the Democrats for population control, and this is why they're for abortion, it is easy to prove. The internet is undefeated. You're right, but you know what they'll say? They're too lazy. I can't recall, Ruby. I can't recall. I can't recall. This is why we got to use Fani Willis as an example, because she's using, I can't recall her and Nathan Wade, I can't recall it as an excuse. We got to let people stop using, we got to stop like these lazy Democrats using, I can't recall. Like, Democrats don't understand the reason why we were so disgusted about the whole Democrats, because they didn't have a democratic process with Kamala Harris. But you can't recall. You can't recall that, right? When they just gave her the goddamn position and stabbed Biden in the back with Nancy Pelosi. I get y'all can't recall that, can y'all? Can't recall that Biden had dementia. Y'all so mad about the Epstein list. You can't recall when Biden was talking about having little kids rub their hands up and down his legs. You can't recall that, can you? You can't recall Bill Clinton. You know what? I'm not even going to Jeffrey Epstein list. I'm gonna leave Jeffrey Epstein alone. But y'all see my point. The Democrats can't recall. Just can't recall. Only the silly people will allow or vote for the Democrats. Only people who can't recall, who got short term. I don't smoke weed. I don't drink, so I can recall everything like it was yesterday. This is why I can quote old movies, because my memory is sharp. Because I can recall everything like it was yesterday. I grew up during the Reagan era, so I can recall everything. Ruby, it's good to see you, man. It's good to see you, babe. Um, Shout out to you, Ruby. Shout out to you, Twin. Pico, I'll see you in a little bit. I just want to come on here and just, yeah, they talk about, oh, Trump and he going to be cooked in the midterms. I guess you can't recall the Democrats' corruption, the Democrats who they are. Like, all that's not changed. The population control plan, killing the babies, putting men and women's sports. I guess y'all can't recall that. Glad I was finally able to catch a live. Yeah, Ruby, what I'm gonna start doing is I'm gonna start next year. I'm gonna start posting the schedule before I come on, so you'll know when I'm coming on before I come on. So thank you so much, Ruby, man. I am honored that you're here. I'm so glad to see you, Ruby. Shout out to you, Ruby, because you always just bring the chalice of common sense. You bring the chalice of common sense because when I see, man, I thank you, Ruby, man. Ruby, thank you, Ruby, for coming. You give me hope, sister. You give me hope, sister. Woo, man. Y'all don't understand, man. When sisters come with the chalice of common sense, it gives me a sigh of relief and a hope and like, yes, my sisters, yes, because they say that black women are the first teachers to the nation. So when they come with the challenge of common sense, it just gives me a sigh of relief. Thank you, Ruby. Thank you, sister. Thank you so much for coming with the common sense because it's a lot of people out here who just can't recall. A lot of dummies for Democrats who just can't recall. Who can't recall. And it means a lot to me, Ruby, because the face of the Democrats, they put black women as the face of Democrats. They put, like, I don't even want to, but, oh, shout out, you know what, I was going to say shout out to Tipley Hillier, but, goddamn, I think, I'm not going to go there. But shout out, man, because we need sisters to be the face of challenge of common sense. And, Democrats oppose common sense. They can't recall. And so when you got the Fannie Willises out there who are just straight dum-dums, it's good when you come along, sister, and just bring the common sense. So thank you from the bottom of my heart, Ruby. Thank you so much. Thank you. It means a lot that you show up, sis. You too, twin. It means a lot it just means a lot when y'all come in here with common sense. Golly. Common sense, like clearly abortion, population control, all this is genocide. It's genocide. To the last Ukrainian, are we going to keep fighting Russia? That's genocide. You want to go toe to toe, Russia is automatic genocide. That's a whole nother topic. I discussed that yesterday, y'all. Thank y'all so much. I see 7 people. I see 2 likes. I see 7 people. I see 2 likes. I don't ask for money because y'all know I don't ask for money, but I do ask for likes. I do ask for y'all to share this. And if a person wants to challenge me, bring them to the show, and I will bring them on the show, and we can have the discussion. Got 3 and 3 likes. Okay. Must have added some drive-by shootings. Okay, y'all. With that being said, I'm out go out here with the horses and cows. It's cold today. The sun's out, so it's making me sweat, but it's cold. If I go outside the truck, it's freezing. So I don't know. Even when I do this, it's like cold. Damn. So I got the hot cold effect going. That's wintertime for you. Anywho, I love y'all. Thank y'all. I'm gonna make more videos. I'll make more videos, y'all. Because it's, man, Democrats can't recall, so I'm gonna have to recall for the Democrats. I'm gonna have to see, because I don't forget stuff. So I'm going to have to come on here and remind y'all. But again, if you come to my channel, Kelly Ray talking about, oh, Trump, oh, you're going to get cooked in midterms. And what does that mean to me? The reason why I voted for Trump is still in process, and he's doing good. He gets an A+ because there have not been any missiles flying, and we're closing to de-escalating a conflict with one of the most powerful nations on the planet. Two of the most powerful nations, because Russia and China have a military alliance. You heard it here first. Let me say that again. Russia and China have a military alliance. Think about that. Y'all just think about that. China has the most people in the world, and Russia has the most nuclear weapons in the world and the fastest missiles in the world. Think about that. How do you stop that? Like Trump said, dialogue. Lower taxes, lower energy prices, and remove us from the wars. Gave my vote to Trump. Right. Thank you, thank you. See, this is why I talk to real, I hate to say real and fake Trump supporters. I hate to say that, but if you cannot recall any policy why you voted for Trump, you are a fake Trump supporter. I hate to say that. Thank you for your vote, but I hate to say that because it's like now these people are wavering. Oh, Trump is terrible. Trump is in the process of fulfilling why I voted for him. But again, everybody has different reasons why they vote for Trump. And if you can't understand that, then you're part of the fake Trump supporters. And now wavering, talking, oh, Trump, this and that. The way J.D. Vance handled Zelensky, I will be voting for J.D. Vance. If anybody here in Georgia talking about they backing MAGA, I will vote for them. And let the car and hopefully, goddamn, we fix all this goddamn rigged rigged voting because Georgia came out and admitted, oh yeah, we screwed up on the goddamn 2020 election. That's on record. But oh, Democrats can't recall. All right, y'all. Let me get going. Shout out to you, Ruby. Shout out to Twin. Shout out to Pico. I'm out, y'all. Peace.